Today is August 24th, and I've been pretty quiet here on YouTube. I took a 2-month break from posting long-form YouTube videos, and although this break was unintentional, it was very much needed.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love, remember when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back. Honeysuckle, fresh cut grass, I could really use some stuff like that. Talk to me and tell me all that you've seen, all the colors. Summer love.
And of course, no morning is complete without my morning cup of joe. This morning I used some coffee beans that were freshly roasted and ground at a local coffee shop in Las Cruces called Milagro. If you're ever in Las Cruces, go, not only for the coffee, but they make all of their fresh pastries and bagels in-house, and they make really good breakfast burritos and paninis, and I could rave about that place. I love that place so much, and I love supporting a local business. So shout out Milagro. Unfortunately, I don't have a Milagro pastry to go with my Milagro coffee this morning. I have a sweaty glazed donut from the clearance section at Walmart. But it'll do. It's calories, it's sugar, it'll get me up that mountain. So a hack that I use a lot whenever I have produce in my ice chest that is about to go bad before I'm able to eat it all, and that is to use my portable blender and make a smoothie. So this morning for breakfast we have some strawberries and spinach with protein powder and some water. Does it taste the best? No. Is it using up the food before it becomes waste? Yes. So, getting my money's worth. It also never fails wherever I go. Humans trash it. Do better, people! Back in April, I started a seasonal job doing trail maintenance work in the national forests. This was my second season with Conservation Legacy, and I thought I would take you guys along for a hike on one of the trails that my crew and I worked on during the season and catch up with you guys before hitting the road again. Now, content creation had been my full-time job since January of 2024, but in December of 2024, my business Facebook page got hacked and I unexpectedly lost 1/3 of my income. I found myself feeling very burnt out and very defeated when I couldn't get this page back. In January of 2025, on my drive to teach yoga at Van Life Pride, I had the idea to apply for this seasonal job again, to ensure a steady paycheck for the next 4 months until I figured it out. So I think I mentioned earlier that this is one of the trails that I worked on when I was doing my seasonal trail crew job. But as you can see, it's pretty overgrown again. The Gila National Forest got a pretty good monsoon this season, and all of the locust trees that we cut out of the trail are growing right back. But that's just kind of what happens in a burn area. I mean, you can see all the dead toothpick trees from the fire back in 2013. And so the forest is just trying to regrow. It's trying to do it the best way that it knows possible, and that's by regrowing the locust, the oak, and the aspens right in the middle of the goddamn trail. So it's a clear area for them, so they really like to overgrow it, but makes it difficult for trail maintenance because, oh hey, that step stayed in really well though. That's cool to see. I feel like when people think about trail work, they think of like, oh, conservation corps, like save the natural environment. And honestly, like, yes, building a hiking trail at the end of the day is saving the natural environment, because when you build one hiking trail, it keeps people on the one hiking trail instead of people just making 50 different trails, because that's even worse for the natural environment. But making one set trail, in doing that, you feel like you're just in a constant battle against nature. For one, you're battling against water. You're trying to make the pathway of the trail slanted in a way that still feels good on the feet, but will also get water to run off the trail and not accumulate, which, in my professional opinion, I think we did a pretty good job on, because the tread itself still looks really good. It's the plant growth, especially the new plant growth after a really heavy monsoon season in the summertime in the Southwest, and on top of it being a burn scar, like, I feel like we just bushwhacked all of these locusts back in May, and they said, ha ha, joke's on you, we live here, not you, we're gonna grow back. And that they did. So we also had chainsaw crews out here cutting big fallen logs that had fallen across the trail, so that makes it much easier. You don't have to like step over anything massive to hike this trail, but I have gotten 2 new tears in my pants from all the locusts, so I don't think I'm gonna continue on, unfortunately. I was hoping to make it to this really pretty viewpoint that's one of my favorites, but the second rip in my pants was what did it for me, and I'm not working. Well, I'm working for you guys, but I'm not working for someone else, like for a boss, and I can leave whenever the hell I want to, so I think I'm gonna turn around and go back to my car. But this has been fun! It was while working this seasonal job that I decided that I needed to focus my creative energy less on these short-form viral reels and more on my virtual yoga studio and my outdoor yoga retreats, and stop relying on this ad revenue from these social media companies. If you're curious, you can get your first 7 days free on my yoga app when you sign up. There's also a few spaces left on my women's outdoor yoga retreat this October 2nd through the 5th. The last day to sign up is September 17th, and you can use code RobyRambles to receive 20% off your booking. You can find more details about both offerings at alanaroby.com. Now, fast forward to the final week of my seasonal job. We were working in the backcountry with no cell phone service, and when we came back into town, I had a notification on my personal Facebook account about my business Facebook page, and I thought, that's odd. I haven't gotten any notifications about that account since I got locked out of it, but turns out Facebook figured it out, and they've given me my Facebook page back. Coincidentally, right at the same time that I was ending my seasonal job. So I guess it's just a sign that sometimes you need to take a break from things and step back, do something else for a while, and then eventually things will work themselves out. You know what's funny is I've probably done this hike at least, if not more than 40 times during the 3 weeks that I was working here, and not once did I realize that there was a bench near the parking lot with the most fantastic view. Here, let me show you. I mean, come on. I should have been sitting here for sunrise. Now I know for next time. But also, in hiking this same hike 40 plus times, this is also the first time that I've done this hike completely by myself. There was nobody else on the trail. There's a couple people in the parking lot enjoying the view, but there was nobody else on trail. Versus every other time I've been on this trail, I was with 20 plus people working. So it's a very different experience. Going back to my solo dolo experiences. And I think that's something I'll talk about a little bit more in maybe a Roby Rambles podcast episode if you're interested. But just how jarring it is to go from a job where you are living and working with the same people for 8 days on, and then you have 6 days off, and then you're right back at it again. Like, constantly with the same people, constantly surrounded by people. And then, yeah, how jarring it is to go back to my solo road tripping. I mean, it's what I've been doing for the past almost 4 years now. But yeah, I feel like there's always an adjustment period in my life when there's like a big shift. And I feel like that's something that I don't love in the moment, but I do really appreciate about my lifestyle is I a lot of times don't have a choice but to make this big change or, switch up in my life. Like, I don't usually stay the same. So yeah, like, I'm done in New Mexico. I'm done hanging with the crew. Like, I'm going on my solo road trip for almost 2,000 miles. And then I'll be surrounded by people again hosting my yoga retreat, which, if you haven't heard, I'm hosting a yoga retreat this October 2nd through the 5th, 2025. It is a women's outdoor yoga retreat, so it's hosted at a hip camp, which, if you don't know, is basically like Airbnb, but for camping. And so there's glamping options, which are already all reserved, but there's still a couple spots left open on the retreat if you would like to bring your tent, bring your camper van, bring your car camper, whatever, and car camp on the property. It's in Southwest Oregon. And if you are interested, you can find more info at alanaroby.com/grounded. But yeah, I'm really glad that I have that to look forward to, and I really feel like Grounded Retreats is this culmination of all of the things that I really enjoy, like spending time in community, spending time in nature, spending time with people who are doing self-reflection and practicing yoga, and also just people who don't mind being alone but also want community. I feel like that's kind of my tribe. But yeah, I feel like this place, among many others in New Mexico, will continue to hold a very special place in my heart. I cannot believe I got paid to be here. Like, this was my office. If you're interested in seasonal work, I would recommend looking into Conservation Legacy. That's the program throughout the United States that I go through. But there's also other nonprofits that are more local. There's one that we partnered with in New Mexico called New Mexico Wild that has both employees and volunteer programs. So just look into your state, look into your area, look into your national forest programs. There's also usually trail crews, or used to be, I don't know about anymore, but there was a trail crew that I was working with alongside the national forest here in New Mexico. So there are still opportunities out there. Just continue to seek them. They might not be as easy as they once were, but they are there. So I would encourage you to look into seasonal work if it interests you. If you're not as outdoorsy but also want to get into seasonal work, I would also recommend looking into the websites Coolworks and Occupation Wild. And then if you want to travel internationally through work exchanges, look into Workaway and Work World Packers. That's the other one. I just keep getting asked that question in my videos when I talk about seasonal work, and I've already made a video talking about it, but there's the answer again. So if you're curious, I will link the video where I talk about my first season working with Conservation Legacy, my experience working in White Sands National Park. If you want me to do another summary video like that, I could, but I'm kind of planning on doing summary videos like this where I go car camp at the location where I was working and then kind of take a trip down memory lane and take you guys along with me. So this is kind of my diary entry, a timestamp into where I'm at right now in my journey, because yeah, we're getting back onto the road. I'm excited. I'm excited to take you guys along with me. If you want to come along, make sure you are subscribed down below and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss my next video, and I hope to see you guys again in the next one. Bye!